This is part 14, the final episode in the series Inspiration for Now from the Past. Words of chizuk and encouragement from my great teacher Reb Chaim Shmulevitz during the difficult days of the Yom Kippur War in 1973. And in this final piece, Reb Chaim Shmulevitz talks about the beautiful statement in the metaphoric love story, Shir HaShirim, where the lover says to his beloved, Hashmi'eni et kolech, let me hear your voice. And from there, Reb Chaim's Rebbe would say, you see that the purpose of suffering, the purpose of hardship, is to elicit a quality of prayer from us that we never bring forth when we're comfortable, when we're secure, when we're at ease. That feeling, when we're under that pressure, when we feel a degree of desperation, I can't do this without you, Hashem. I can't manage without your help, Hashem. I need you, Hashem. That prayer that comes from such a deep place of need is music in the ears of the beloved. To hear a loved one say, I need you. I can't manage without you. You're so important in my life. I can't accomplish what I need to accomplish without you. And that is what Hashem wants from us and always has. And sometimes will put us under severe pressure so as to elicit that level of prayer, because there's no prayer like the prayer that comes from such a deep place, as we said in the previous episodes of the series, just how important the quality of tefillah is, not just the quantity, not just the number of people that are davening, or the number of times we're davening. And the number of times is very important. Moshe davened 515 times to be allowed to go into Israel. And he only stopped when Hashem said, enough, I've heard enough from you. And he criticized the Jewish people, Bnei Yisrael, for not davening more themselves, because it's possible that their prayers would have been more powerful even than his 515 prayers. And whatever the case is, there's no limit to how much prayer can be added. One can never think, I've already prayed, I've davened. It's not about checking something off. Tefillah is a moment of intimacy. It's a moment of closeness to Hashem. And we can do it over and over again, each time renewing our connection to Hashem, our intimacy with Hashem. But when that tefillah comes from a deep place of need, of I can't manage without you, it's irresistible to Hashem, so to say. And that's the tefillah. We need to understand that part of the reason, or perhaps all the reason, that we are in this situation at the moment is because Hashem wants to hear us turn to Him in the quality of tefillah that demonstrates we understand that without Him, we can't possibly survive, we can't possibly achieve this. He is at the core of our existence. In recent years, before the October the 7th, the State of Israel was involved in a deeply divisive debate about the identity of the State of Israel. What is it? Is it a state that has Jewish values and Torah at its core, and then democracy? Or is it a democracy and yes, we can have some Jewish values in it and Torah as well, but it's primarily a democracy. What is at the core of the nation? And Hashem wants us to acknowledge God is at the core of our existence. That without Hashem and without the Torah, there is no purpose in the existence of Israel, of the Jewish nation and of the state of Israel. And so we turn to Hashem in that recognition. And once we get to that recognition nationally, the difficulties will dissolve. Hashem will see that we've turned to Him. We're giving Him that quality of prayer that He craves. And it's interesting in that very verse that Reb Chaim quotes at the end of this series, Hashmi'eni et kolech. He doesn't say, the lover doesn't say to his beloved, Hashmi'eni et diburech. Let me hear your talk. Let me hear you speak. Let me hear your words. He says, kolech. It's the quality of your voice. It's the tone of voice I want to hear. It's not just the words, it's not just the content of tefillah. Because yes, tefillah has content. We articulate prayer. There are words, there's a form. And tefillah has emotion, it has feeling, it has kavanah, it has intention. But it also has timbre, it also has a quality of tone in the voice. And the tone of voice that is manifest when we feel in desperate need of God's help is the tone that God craves to hear. And so, my dear friends, here in Israel or wherever in the world you are listening to this and learning this with me, let's try to do something different with our tefillot. Yes, each of us in our own way are davening and praying, and we're saying Tehillim, we're doing all the things we need to be doing. But just check in with yourself. When you're saying Tehillim, when you're saying Psalms in shul, and you're answering the Shliach Tzibur who's calling out the Psalms verse by verse, and you're responding, what is the tone of voice when you're responding? Listen to your tone of voice and detect, is there desperation in it? Is there deep need and craving for closeness with Hashem? Or are you just going through the motions? And when even in your own words, late at night or during the day, you pause to ask Hashem for His help in these difficult times of the Jewish people, don't only take notice of the words that you use, which are very important, and the feelings and the emotions and the intention. Take notice of the quality of voice, of the tone. Say it out loud and hear yourself and listen to yourself and modulate your tone to make sure that it's really expressing the sense of a child turning to its father and asking for help and asking for mercy and asking for kindness. And with all of our prayers, each one of us adding to the prayers and the tefillot, each one of us doing whatever we can, each one of us doing our bit so the miracles can extend beyond our own efforts. All of us doing that will bring a Yeshua, will bring a salvation, which will change the status of the Jewish people in the world and their capacity to make a difference to the world, not only for now, but forever. Thank you for listening with me, learning with me, and enjoying these unbelievable words, these deep words, these inspiring words of my teacher, Reb Chaim Shmulevitz.